This call is now being recorded.
Okay, we'll start with the today's lecture, that is OSI model. Already I explained about to the this concept by telling one story, that is of open system interconnect. The OSI model can be act as a reference model. The OSI model can be act as a reference model. Okay, and the TCP by IP, that is can be implemented practically. This OSI model has been developed by the company ISO, that is International Standard Organization. Okay, this ISO is developed this OSI model. This OSI model is having total 7 layers. Total 7 layers. For the first, there are two. One is sender, one is at the receiver side. One is at the sender side, one is at the receiver side. So at the sender side, if you start from the sender side, the first layer will come is application layer. The first layer is of application layer. If you are seeing at the receiver side, the first layer comes is physical layer. The first layer comes is physical layer. Okay. At the sender side, the first application layer, second one is presentation layer, third one is session layer, fourth is transport layer, fifth is of network layer, sixth is of data link layer, and seventh is of physical layer. You have to remember this, all the 7 layers. This is going to help for your interview. So almost all the, if you want to do for the networking engineer, if you want to go for a network, if you want to become a network engineer, these 7 layers are very, very important. The interviewer will going to ask you the question, how many layers are there in OSI model? Is this OSI model is act as a reference model or a practical implemented model? So this OSI model is act as a reference model. It is developed by the ISO, that is International Standard Organization, in the year 1984. Okay. This OSI model stands for Open System Interconnection. It has to interconnect between the two parts. One is of software part, one is of hardware part. The software part, the above layers, that is the application layer, second is of presentation layer, and third is of session layer. These 3 layers will act as a software layers, and the transport layer will work as the heart of this OSI model, and remaining 3 layers, that is of network, data link, and the physical layers, these 3 layers will be act as a software layers. So you have to remember this. So all these 7 layers has been divided into the two parts. One is of software layers and the second is of hardware layer. Okay, application, presentation, and session layers are of software. Transport is the heart of that particular system, and the network layer, data link layer, and the physical layer will be act as a hardware part. Similarly, OSI consists of 7 layers. I already told you it is going to do the particular network functioning. OSI model was developed by the International Organization for Standardization in 1984. Okay, it is considered as a architectural model for the computers intercommunication system. This OSI model is divided into 7 layers. All the 7 layers has to do its own task. It has to complete its particular task, which has to be assigned to the individual layer in time. If it is not happen, they have to retransmit the particular data or a particular packets or a particular bits or a particular frames and restart it again. Okay, each layer is self-contained, so that the task assigned to each layer can be performed independently. Application is going to perform that task independently, and presentation layer is going to do that work independently. All the 7 layers has to be done that own function independently in a correct manner. This is what the characteristics of OSI model. I already told you this OSI model has been divided into two parts, that is application, presentation, session, and transport. The main important he has taken in the upper layer, that is of transport layer also, because it is work as a heart of this both the lower and upper layer. So application layer, presentation layer, session layer, and the transport layer, it is a main responsibility of the whole host. It is the responsibility of the host who is going to control. Network layer data link layer and the physical layer. This is the lower part of the layers. The upper part is application, presentation, session and the transport, and the lower part is the network, data link and the physical layer. So all the four above upper layers are responsible for the host, and the below that is the responsible for the network. What is the responsible for the host? The responsible for the host is nothing but what? Whatever we are searching in the network application, we are using the Facebook, we are using the Skype, we are using the WhatsApp, anything you are doing in website, that has to be done by application. How you are going to present that particular data, that is to be present. And the session will be connectivity is to taken place. Transport, you have to carry that particular data to the particular another end of the user. That has to be done by this transport. Network layer, it is operated on the IP address. Data link layer, it has to be converted into the frames, data link. And the physical layer, that bits has to be taken to the other end of the user, that is to be receiver at the receiver end. So OSI model is mainly divided into two layers. One is of upper layer and the second one is of lower layer. I already told you that upper layer, the upper layer is consists of the four layers, that is of application layer, second is of presentation layer, and third one is of session layer, and fourth is one of transport layer. How this is upper layer is working? The upper layer of the OSI model mainly deals with the applications related to the issues. Related to the issues is nothing but what? If you are typing something, okay, I want to search some data in the website. So that application is directly leads to that particular application, and you will get the particular data, and they are implemented only in the software. They are implemented only in the software. The application is closest to the end user. Both the end user and the application layer interact with the software application, and the upper layer refers to the layer just above the another layer. So this is what the number of upper layers and number of lower layers has been divided out of 7 layers. Out of 7 layers. So what are the function of lower layer? It deals with the data transport issue. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer is working on the data. Getting the point? Application layer, presentation layer, and session layer is working on the data. And the transport layer, that data has been converted into segments. Segment is the network layer. It is going to convert that segment to packets. The function of network layer is to convert that segment to the packets, and that packets will be given to the data link layer. The packets is going to convert the segment to the frames, and the frame will be converted into the bits. That bits has to be carried from physical layer to the receiver end of the layer. So physical medium, which is connected at the lower side, which is connected at the bottom side, it is to carry the particular data of bits from another end of the user at the receiver end. So already explained about this. Just a minute. I think is it this one is not visible, right? PPT is visible?
No, sir.
Wait, just a minute. There is a network problem. Be considered. Okay. So functions of OSI layers. Open system interconnect. You have to remember this for full form of this. Now it is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Functions of OSI layers. The OSI stands for Open System Interconnect. ISO stands for International Standard Organization. Remember this full form. Each layer has its different functions. The list of 7 layers. Physical layer, you can come from top to bottom. That is first is application layer. If you go from bottom to top, that is first is physical layer. Okay. Physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation, and last is application. I already explained you about this. What are the individual work of this particular layers? That is a application layer. What is the application layer function? This layer is going to provide the services to the user. Services is nothing but what you are typing something in the website, that is www.facebook.com. Immediately that name is going to change. That name is going to change, that is www.http:/:facebook.com. Just you are typing Facebook, but immediately that IP address has been going to change. That is a application is nothing but this layer will provide the service to the user. Whatever the services we are using, the Facebook, you are using the WhatsApp, you are using Skype, anything you are using in your website, that has to be done by this application layer. And the second is the presentation layer. What is, how you are going to present that particular data? That is very, very important. How you are going to present that data? If you press the audio button, that audio will going to open in MP3 player. That audio is going to open in MP3 player. That present is translate that particular data. You getting the PDF files. Okay, if you don't have Adobe Reader in your mobile, you have to install that, because that PDF is going to present in Adobe Reader. So that has to be present. If you are a document in the Word file, you have to install that particular app in your mobile, that is a Word file. So that is to be present. How we are going to present a particular data, that is very, very important. In the PDF you are going to present, in the documents you are going to present, and in the MP3 player you are going to present that particular data. That has to be comes under this presentation layer. It is responsible for translation, compression, and encryptions. Okay, whatever the data is there, that has to be translated in that particular presentation, in that particular file. That has to be comes under presentation layer. And the session, what is session? What he has done, I have told you one story, that is just he is going to ask that particular other end of the user, the company which is located at the other end, is this your company is open for next 2 days, and sending some of the data. So that person is told that yes, given the acknowledgement that, so yes, that my company is open. So he has made the connection. He has made the connection. He has established the connection from the one end to the other end. That is, session layer is mainly operated on the establishment, and it is going to manage all the functionality, which is the data coming from the presentation layer, and terminate the session. Terminate is nothing but what? End of this particular session. Once the data has been reached at the other end of the user, at the receiver end, immediately that establishment of that connection will be get collapsed. That is terminate. That functionality has to be done by this session layer. What is the main use of this? Next, transport layer. Application layer, presentation layer, and session layer is working on the data. Remember this. Application layer, presentation layer, and session layer, it is working. These three layers are working on data. Transport layer. Transport layer is क्या किया उन्होंने? So it provides a reliable messages delivery from processes to processes. What he has done? He has divide that particular data into the packets or into the segments. He put that particular data in the envelope. So there should not be a loss of all the data. All the data will be divided. He has made the packet of 100 envelopes of 4 envelopes. So transport function is to deliver the particular data in a segments, and that process has to be taken care by this transport layer. And that transport layer segment has been given to the network layer. This transport layer is mainly operated on TCP, transmission control protocol. Remember this very, very important point. The transmission control protocol, that is TCP, is used in transport, or UDP, user datagram protocol. They will ask you in the oral, and they will ask you in the interview. In transport layer, which protocol we are using? In transport layer, which protocol we are using? The protocol we are using only is TCP or UDP, that is transmission control protocol or user datagram protocol. What is transmission control protocol? It has to establish a connection. It has to establish a connection that has to be done by this transport layer. And UDP, user datagram protocol, that is whatever you are doing the live. If you are speaking with your friend, that is live is going on. If you say hello, after 5 minutes he can't say hello. Immediately you can say hello. So that is what live is going on. You are taking the meeting, that is live is going on. You are seeing the videos, you are listening the audios, and you are doing the video conferencing, you are attending the meetings. That is what a live. Whatever the live is going on, that has to be operated on UDP protocol, user datagram protocol. That is whatever the live process is going on. The connection oriented, everything has to be taken care by this TCP, that is transmission control protocol. Network. This network is mainly operated on IP address. What? The network layer is mainly operated on the IP address, that is internet protocol. What is IP address? The IP address is nothing but what? You are using the individual places in your practical labs. That individual PC is having its own IP address. That is nothing but 128:168:10:01. This is what the individual PC. Next, second PC is 128:168:10.02. Third PC IP address is 128.168:10.03. This is what the individual PCs are having their individual IP address. Based on that IP address, we can send a particular data to that particular IP address. That responsibility is carried out by this network layer. There are two types of IP address, that is IPv4, IPv6. Now we are using IPv6, that is Internet Protocol version 6. Previously we are using Internet Protocol version 4. The address bits of IPv4 is less. So we can't give the more and more services to the particular more number of users. So once technology has been increased, the IPv6 has been introduced, that is Internet Protocol version 6. The address bits goes on increases, so we can provide more and more services to the user. This network is mainly operated on IP address. Remember, transport layer is operated on TCP or UDP protocol. The network layer is operated on IP, that is Internet Protocol version 4 or Internet version protocol 6. It is responsible for moving the packets from those to the destination. What I told you that is the story. Just it is to inform that in which route you are going, which is better route. If you go by highway, you can reach as early as possible. If you go by the little bit road is a little bit west, that has to be, it takes a time. So that the routing has to be taken place. Okay, routing, everything, bridging and switching, all the processes has to be taken place in this network layer. How it has to move a particular data from one location to the another location, that decision has to be taken by this network layer. Data link layer is mainly operated on error detection and error correction. Error detection is nothing but if something data is going on, if that data is lost in between, that has to be detected. Data link function has to detect that particular data where it is lost. So that has to be detected and that has to be correct. If you are sending 1011, the data of 101 is your actual data, but the 1001 has been reached at the receiver. So we came to know that instead of 1011, 1001 has been reached. The error is in that one. Error is in that one. So you have to detect that and you have to correct that particular data. That has to be taken care by this data link layer. And the last physical layer is nothing but whatever the data is there, that has to be carried out through the medium. Carried out to the medium in terms of bits. That is 10110. Whatever the data is there, that has to be physical medium you are taking care. It provides a physical medium through which bits are transmitted. This is what overall explanation of this OSI layer. Very important in this unit. The most important point is of OSI model and TCP by IP protocols. Okay. These are all the explanations what I explained you already, that is of application layer. What is application layer? That is, application layer is nothing but it has to access the network services. You are entering something, okay, that access user is entering something in the website, that has to be going to access the particular network directly. In the Google you type something, DC notes, that DC notes has to be taken to a number of websites you are getting in this. Number of websites you are getting in front of you. So you can click any of the website, you can download the particular data. So that has to be taken care by this application layer. It handles the issues such as network transparency, resource allocations. It is mainly operated on the applications. It is to be connected from end-to-end users. And main functions of this application layer is file transfer. Whatever the files transfer is nothing but what? I'll give one example, that is you are doing the email. In that email you can add a more number of users, that is of many number of users you can add, and you can send it once at a time. Those individual mails has received the particular information. I think the TNP is sending the message, you sending the emails, that is of EC18 or anything. So everyone will see that message which is coming from the TNP. That has to be taken care in this application layer. So whatever the emails you are sending, all the emails has been reached to the individual person, the individual student, that has to be taken care by this, all the applications layer. It is to manage which language is this, whatever the language it is, that has to be convert, that has to be taken care by this in the next layer, that is presentation layer. The mail services I have already told you, that has to be store and forward. We are having, if you want to forward that particular email to your friend, you can easily forward that email to your friend. You can store that email for a longer period of time. That has to be used in the dictionary. Presentation layer, the presentation layer which comes below the application layer. The presentation layer which comes below the application layer. What it is going to do? It has to encode the particular data, it has to encrypt the particular data, and it is going to compress the particular data. It is going to compress the particular data. So presentation layer is mainly concerned with the syntax and semantics of the information exchange between the two systems. Means what? You are operating some of the informations in the system. You are going to apply for, if you want to see audios, just it is open in the VLC player. That is, if you want to just click on the Word file, that is immediately open it one Word file. If you click on the PDF file, immediately it is open in Adobe Reader. So that is what, that data has to be present in that particular file. It acts as a data translator for a network. Data translator for a network. This layer is a part of the operating system that converts the data from one presentation format to another presentation format. I already explained about this. Presentation format is nothing but if you are opening an MP3, if you are opening PDF, Word file, any data, that has to be taken care by this presentation layer. It is also known as a syntax. That has to be, we are using www.doc mp3, that has to be operated in presentation layer. Session layer, it is the layer 3 of OSI model. What is session layer function? The main importance of this session layer is to establish a connection. It has to, the connection has to maintain till the end of the process. This established or a connection has to be maintained till the end of that process, and synchronize. Synchronize is nothing but continuously it is going to put a messages. If you want to synchronize your data, you have to make it active, that is enable in your mobile, that is to be synchronized. Interact between the communicating devices. What you are saying, that he is going to make a call to the other end of the company, just he is make a call and he has to confirm that your company is open or not. That is to be synchronized time to time and day by day. That has to be confirmed by this session layer. The functions of session layers are dialog control and synchronization. Dialog control is nothing but what? It is dialogue between the two processes. We can say that allow communication between two processes, which can be either half duplex or full duplex. It can be either half duplex or which can be either full duplex. Half duplex is nothing but either it is a one-way communication, it is simultaneous communication, but the transmitter has to transmit first after receiving that particular data at the receiver end, and the receiver has to send that particular acknowledgement to the particular data at the transmitter end. That has to be done by this half duplex. The full duplex is nothing but we can send also and you can receive the data also. This functionality has to be taken care by this half duplex and the full duplex in the session layer. Synchronization, there is some errors occurs in between in the at the time of data transmission, and that has to be checkpoint is there. That checkpoint has to recover that particular data, and once the recovery has been done, once the synchronization has been done, easily that data has been transported without an error. So this session layer will be present in the upper layer itself. So whatever the error is present in that particular data, that error has been recovered and that error has been synchronized so that easily data can be moved from sender to the receiver. This functionality has to be taken care by this session layer. Very, very important. The heart of this OSI model is transport layer. What is transport layer? This transport layer, which is located in the upper layer of this application of TCP or UDP protocol. Remember this. Why I'm telling you again and again means don't forget about this. Transport layer is mainly working on the TCP or UDP protocol. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. Okay, it is a layer 4 which has to be sent the particular test to establish a connection, and it has to establish end-to-end users, point-to-point connections has to be taken place. Once the data has been sent, that data has been reached to the particular receiver side or not, everything has been managed by this transport layer. Everything has been managed by this transport layer. Okay, main responsibility of the transport layer is to transport the data completely. First, application, presentation, and session layer is working on the data. Once the data has been received to the transport layer, that data has been converted into the segments. Divide kar diya. So data has been divided into segments. That data has been divided in segments. So the easily data has been moved to the other end of the user. Any losses has been happens in between. So you can retransmit that data next time. So two protocols we are using. One is transmission control protocol, user datagram protocol. I already told you. Two protocols is transmission control protocol. Second one is user datagram protocol. What is the main functionality here? It is a standard protocol that allows the system to communicate over the internet. TCP. It has to be communicate over the internet. Means the next layer is your network layer. Whatever the segments you are transferring, that segment has to be converted into the packets. So we are connecting to the network, so it is to be communicate over the internet. Connection established, that has to be taken care by TCP. It establish and maintain the connection between the hosts. If two hosts are communicating between each other, one PC to another PC, one device to another device, there should not be any disconnectivity in between the rest. So if disconnectivity happens, the data will get lost. So that taken care by this TCP establishment. That establishment of connection has to maintain till the end of that process. So between the two computers, two devices, two hosts, that has to be taken care. When data is sent over the TCP connection, the TCP protocol divides that data into smaller units known as segments. So each segment travels over the internet using the multiple routes. Routes will come under in this network. Whatever the data is there, whatever the segments are there, that has to be given to the network. That network is going to decide which route it has to be transferred. Which route it has to be transferred. There are a number of multiple routes. Which route it has to transfer. If it is very urgent, we can transfer the heavy. So if it is, it takes some time, we can transfer it as slowly. So there are in a different orders at the destination. One is comes on this side, one is comes on this side. You can take any route for you to reach the particular destination. And whatever the order is there, that order has to be followed. Whatever the order has been mentioned, the first data has to be go first, second has to go first, third has to go third. So it takes different routes. So particularly that data has been reached at the particular location. User datagram protocol main information. It is transport layer protocol. It is unreliable transport protocol in case receiver does not send any acknowledgement when the packet is received. Means what? I will tell you example. Is there any acknowledgement you are getting? If you are going the live, you are speaking with your friend, no acknowledgement. It is not sending any acknowledgement. Means you are hearing the particular immediately. If you say hello, you can say hello immediately. So there is no acknowledgement. But in TCP by IP, in TCP protocols, there will be acknowledgement has to be sent. So whatever the data you have transferred, you have sent, that data has been reached at the particular receiver. Acknowledgement has to be reached at the TCP protocol. There is no acknowledgement has to be provided in this user datagram protocol. User datagram protocol is operated on live. There is no wait for any acknowledgement. Though this makes a protocol unreliable. There is no reliability is there in this user datagram protocol. And next is network layer. The network layer I already told you. It is this network is consist of a hub, switches, bridges, routers. These are the main four devices are going to operated in this network layer. One is of hub, one is of switch, one is of bridge, one is of routers. In which route we have to send the particular data. In which route we have to send the particular data. And this network layer is operated on mainly two protocols. One is IP version 4, IP version 6. Examples of protocols is Internet Protocol version 4, Internet Protocol version 6. So it is a addressing has to be taken tracks of particular location of the devices on the network. The whatever the data is being taken place, it is going to provide the particular path, route, which route you have to send that particular data. That has to be decided by this network. That has to be decided by this network. Data link layer is responsible for routing and forwarding the packets. Once the route has been finalized, at that route only that data has been forwarded. That you have to convert that segment into packets in network layer. Packets. In that packet, what you have done? You have to write to and from. You have to write to and from. Where it is coming from, where that data has to reach. To and from you are going to write in that above that packet. So routers are the layer 3 devices, and specified layers has going to mention the particular route or a path where it has to be going. So it is mainly operated on IP version 4 and IPv6 version 4 and IP version 6. Next, functions of network layer. It is internet working. Internet working. It is mainly operated on internet working. If there is an internet, you can get the data. You can transfer the data. If there is no internet, we can't send any data. The meeting is going on. If there is an internet in your mobile, you can easily hear the particular voice. You can easily see the particular images. You can easily see the particular page PPTs which I am presenting. If you don't have network in your mobile, you can't see anything. So internet is very, very important for working the particular network. So addressing is very, very important. Addressing is nothing but IP, Internet Protocol version 4 or Internet Protocol version 6. Addresses there, IP are mentioned individually. if you are operating in your mobile, the mobile is also having its IP address. Laptop is also having its IP address. Tablet is also having its IP address. Individual computers you are using in practical labs, that is also having its individual IP address. That has to be maintained by addressing modes. And in that addressing, you have to keep header and the frames, address and footers. Routing. What is the routing? In which optimal path we have to send the particular data. That has to be decided by this network layer. Okay. And packetting. You have to packet that particular data which is coming from where? This is the network layer, which is coming from the transport layer. That has to be mentioned to and from in that particular packet. You have to send that particular destination. Next, data link layer. What is data link layer? It is mainly responsible for error free of that particular data. If there is error is present, you have to remove that error. You have to detect that error and make it correct. That is the functionality of data link layer. And this data link layer is going to provide a reliable and efficient communication between two or more devices. It is mainly responsible for unique identification of each device and that resides in a local network. This data link layer and physical layer mainly operated on LAN, that is local area network. Unique identification is required and it is located in a local area. That the segments, that packets has been converted into frames. The frames, you can carry the particular frames. In that frames, you are going to address the sender and the receiver. In between there is a data and we are applying one more bit, that is of CRC, cyclic redundancy check. What is the main functionality of this CRC? That is to detect the particular error. Where the error is present, that has to be detected by CRC, that is cyclic redundancy check. The functions, one is framing, physical addressing. You have to apply that particular address and make it confidential. Envelope has been closed and make a SICA, that is seal. After that, you have to take the flow control. Flow control, in which path it is going to take place, that is a flow control. Error control has to be taken place and access that has to be taken place in data link layer. And the last is of physical layer. The physical layer is bits. Whatever the packets are there, that has to be converted into the bits, packets into frames, frames into bits. So you have to send that particular bits from one node to the another node by the physical connectivity through the physical medium. It specifies mechanical, electrical, or any other specifications. Like configuration is there, that is two or more devices can be connected physically, because we are using in practical labs, one computer is connected to the another computer. That is physical connection is there, so you can send immediately the data from one computer to another computer. The security will be more, the speed is more in this physical layer. Data transmission, how it has to transmit in a simplex mode, in a half duplex mode, or a full duplex mode between the two devices on the network. That has to be decided by this physical layer. You have to send first and you have to receive from the receiver, that is half duplex. Only you have to send, that is simplex. You have to do the both the functions, simultaneous function. You have to send also, you have to receive also, simultaneous. That has to be decided by this physical layer. Topologies, we are using the different topologies. That is what the most physical layer is operated on the bus topology. Okay, it defines the way how network devices are arranged. The most commonly used topology is of star topology, keep in mind. For physically, we are using the bus topology. Whatever the routings are taken place, that has to be operated on which topology? Star topology. The most commonly used topology is of star topology. And the signals, it determines the type of signal used for transmitting the information. So these are all the 7 layers you have to remember, very, very important, the 7 layers. Okay, I think understood all the 7 layers. Okay, we'll stop here.